Warhammer 40,000. It is an IP of legend, one that we've known for countless generations for slaughter, destruction, disease, and countless death amongst the untold billions. Or trillions is probably a better term. Who do we have to thank for such a legendary IP? Games Workshop. That's right, the GW itself. What else do we have to thank Games Workshop for? Taking our favorite models and not letting us play with them on the tabletop, or making them so bad that it's just really not worth it. I'll still run them. Rot Tanks, I love you so much. Anyway, we are here today to look for the coolest models that you can buy today, unless you're watching a few years from now. Games Workshop likes to take cool models and make them not available. Now I have a couple of restrictions for myself. I had to pick one favorite for each sub-faction of said faction, but I also have one honorable mention for each, just so I can kind of, squeeze in some other cool models to talk about. So, let's get on with this. First, the Space Marines.
Come, show me what passes for fury among your misbegotten kind!
Emperor's Finest, or second finest if you are a Custodes player. Third finest if you are an Imperial Guard player. Kind of classic, the boys in blue, as I'd like to call them, because the only faction that's worth playing is the Ultramarines. That's right, I like vanilla ice cream. What about it? These Space Romans here, they're pretty dang cool, but so are a lot of the other Space Marine factions as well. I'm sure you have your favorites. Go ahead and tell me which ones you like below. They are legendary. The Adeptus Astartes, the Emperor's Angels, the ones who strike fear into the enemies of the Imperium, the ones who descend from the skies, wreak havoc and go. Which is funny because the Raven Guard, that's their whole thing, but that's kind of what the Space Marines should be doing. Anyway, cool as hell. Drop pods, super armor, giant robots. Let's get the honorable mention down first. The Chaplain on bike. So cool. Come on, look at that. It's literally just Hell Rider without fire. He's probably way more religiously inclined too. He's gonna do the same thing. If this guy could penitent stare, he would penitent stare. He would look directly into a Neurothrope's eyes and he would grab it and fry its mind, right? He'd be like, I'm coming for you, hive mind. That's my kind of guy. Now my favorite for the Space Marines, it's a little strange. I'm trying to avoid characters and things because I just pick Robert Gilman instantly, every time. Robert Grillman, the Gorilla Man himself. I have him painted. Come on, I'd just be picking this guy every day of my life. Look at him. He's glorious. Painted him myself. I love him so much. He's my boy. He's saving the Imperium. You gotta say thank you. Thank you, Mr. Grillman. Good stakes. Now, my favorite's a little biased because I own the model. So, this model, it's the Redemptor Dreadnought. Just to flex a little bit because I love him so much. I magnetized him so I could he could blow up and stuff and remove his arms and things and change out his guns. And yeah. And the reason I like the Redemptor Dreadnought over the other two, it's got guns, big arm gun, shoot, big hand crush, flamethrower maybe. And guess what's all inside of that giant super murder robot with guns? It's a dude. It's a coffin. That's what's so cool about it, is it's got a guy inside of it who's, ancient, and they just wake him up to either kill things or to tell them cool stuff. Hey, you're reading the book wrong, boy. Get off my lawn. That's why I think the Redemptor Dreadnought is super cool. All Dreadnoughts are cool, but, that one's just really cool. And now we go to the glorious Guard, the Imperial Guard, in fact. The untold ranks of billions of men and women who fight for the defense of the Imperium every day. The ones who fight for you, for me, for democracy. Wrong IP. Anyway, I think if you know Warhammer 40k, you know why this faction is particularly enjoyed by a lot of folks. They're the normal guys and they're fighting like demons and aliens. It's kind of cool when you win as the humans. And you don't really feel bad when you lose because you're like, I'm fighting a demon. Oh, you're a demon? Why don't you fight my 4 billion ton tank? Fuck you! Suffice it to say, I like a lot of these guys' models. I like a lot of their units. I'm collecting an army. It's not done. None of my armies are done. My honorable mention is the Baneblade! It is too cool to pass up. It's essentially the biggest tank on our planet scaled up for space, Just too cool to pass up. And that includes all the variants. If you're a Shadow Sword enjoyer, power to you. That gun's cool. If you're the Gatling gun one, forgetting the name, let me look it up so I don't look stupid. I'm gonna cut this. Stormlord.
I
So yes, the Baneblade. It's the poster child of Imperial Guard coolness. It's one super tank that's like half your army. That's the coolest thing. If you're playing the tabletop and you put that thing down, everyone looks at it and goes, oh god. Oh no. He brought a Baneblade. Super cool, super customizable. So, I do have a dishonorable mention. Sneaky, sneaky. I know, I said I was just gonna pick one favorite and one honorable mention, but I'm pushing one here. You all know what it is. Do I even need to say it? Can I just show a picture and then just skip along? So number one for the Imperial Guard, in my opinion. You know, I'd usually go with the humble guardsman kits, but I freaking love the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie. That's so cool. It's a Pelican, chopper, gunner, it's a VTOL, frickin'... It's all that bundled into one super cool ship. It's got side guns, it's got a thing you can jump guys out of. Weaponized flying transport that can go super fast. That's sick. That's just so cool. Disagree? I'm sorry, you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm not sitting down on this fact, though. This is the coolest. This is one of the coolest models. Because I like planes. Alright, let's move on to Sisters of Battle. They're the nuns with guns, as everyone calls them. What that lore is, I'd tell you. I do know it. I promise. I'm not that dumb. And I definitely looked it up before going into this. Liar! So anyway, they're coolest models. Honorable mention, the Retributors. They're the ladies in armor, but they have super guns, right? This is the kind of thing I think of when I think of Sisters of Battle. Everyone thinks just the lady with the armor, maybe like a bolt pistol. I think the one with the super guns, right? Gonna melt your face off because you said one small thing wrong about the Emperor. This is cool, I think. Especially their boots, like, damn. Damn. My favorite model from the Sisters of Battle at the moment is the Penitent engine. It's the Arco-Flagellants, but they're in a super machine that hurts them more and amplifies their pain and makes them repent more, I guess. Right? I don't know what the lore is. Are they servitors or are they actual people that are like repenting? Their models are sick. They just look kind of like just on the cusp of too creepy. Ooh, you do that to people? Ooh, do you break the law? I really don't want to break the law now. That's messed up. No thanks. I'm good. No thanks. Yikes. So yes, those are my choices for Sister of Battle. I don't really know the faction very well. That's on me, really. But hey, it gives you guys more opportunities to scream and yell at me. Next on our list is the Adeptus Mechanicus. The men who have turned over their flesh for the glory of the Omnissiah. The ones who will update their minds to the digital realm and become... I was gonna say gods, but I think that's heretical for them too. They will become machine more than man, and they will rule from Mars. They're the engineers of the Imperium. What more can I say? They're the ones who keep everything running. They're also crazy. They got their own religion that they follow. They think there's spirits inside of machines, including the smallest ones, like even a battery, that if you don't appease, it's gonna fuck up and, you know, get you killed. And it makes sense too. They're in a world that's like post scarcity, scrounging for stuff on ancient planets out in the middle of nowhere that literally keep them alive. They're cool. They got a lot of cool models. It was hard to pick with these guys. So honorable mention first, a classic, the Engine Seer. They're just classic. They look sick. They're kind of like sleek. They got the cool cloak, and like the pose, that power pose. This guy's gonna either fix something or wreck something. There's no in between. It's sick. I think it's really cool. My favorite is you either love them or hate them with these guys. Castellan robots. There's something about that like future tech look that they have that just looks sick. Just on that like ancient future look that fits for me. I don't know how well it fits in the lore, but I think it looks cool. Maybe that's what they need to do, you know? Don't sell me on the needs of flesh and stuff. Just give me like Monster Energy drink. That's how I'd turn to Chaos too, though, so. Imperium video. Chaos enjoyers, hide. After the mechanics, we have the de facto #1 faction. That's not from my viewpoint. I don't really like them very much, but you know, they're the ones that the Emperor chose. So that's gotta count for something, right? We have the Custodes. Does Adeptus just mean they get a super suit? Conspiracy theory unlocked. The Golden Boys, the Banana Boys, the ones who defend the Emperor, the ones who are holding down the temple. Now Gilliman sent them out, go and ravage things. They're really cool. They're like the super soldiers. They're like the closest thing to the Emperor that can. They're uncorruptible. 10,000 years of weapon training, super armor that's hyper unique. Yeah, they're just like kind of cool, I guess. I think they're a little overdone, personally. That's just me. They're still really freaking sick. And they have some pretty cool models. I'd like to start with the dishonorable mention, though. The dishonorable mention for the Adeptus Custodes. It's half the catalog being unavailable. It's GW making half their catalog Forge World and unavailable. Look at this shit. This sucks. There's so many cool ones that you can't even get. Why make it Forge World? Make this normal. This is tank, dude. That's cool. Yeah, their flyer's a little weird, but like have the option. Anyway, now I'm pissed off. Let's do the honorable mention. Okay, my honorable mention for the Custodes is the Shield Captain. He looks fucking cool. A hoplite super soldier. Like, look at his his chunky armor, his big frickin' like the hoplite helmet. This is what I want Ultramarine helmets to be. This is what they should have. That's so cool. The big frickin' shield, the spear gun. I mean, a lot of them have the spear guns, but I think his pose makes it look proper. You know, when they're just standing there like this, they look lame. I don't like that pose. I don't like them just going like, hello, I'm a walking statue. I fight sometimes. Boring. This is like, I'm about to mess someone up. Good. Yes! And my favorite, to no surprise, the Dawn Guard jet bikes. Come on. Hover bikes? I think hover bikes are just dope. First of all, especially in a futuristic setting, if you don't have hover bikes somewhere, you're just doing something wrong. Of course, the guys with like the best gear possible get the hover bikes. And they're all gold. I mean, you can paint them up however you want, but like, look at that. And the spears, it looks perfect. Like they're gonna, like that's what the spears should be for. In fact, I think if they had lances, like some weird like pylon lance things, they'd be perfect. I'd call them 10 out of 10. I'd buy them. I'd buy them. That's so cool. Prove me wrong. I dare you. Okay, so last on our list, I'm not including Imperial agents in this because they're not an army. They're just add-ons. Meet me on the tabletop. You beat my Ultramarines with your Imperial agents list, I'll concede. Okay, I'll bring some beers. Last on our list is, of course, the Imperial Knights. Honorable mention, my favorite, all of them. Every single one of them. They're all super robots. Some of them have giant chainsaws, some of them have giant guns, some of them have face guns, some of them have crotch guns. Some of them have a weird shield and a lance. That's cool. Super robots. I love them. Can you guess what kind of robots I'm gonna like? Before I start making that Xenos video, I don't really like the Tau. Don't tell the Tau players, please. They'll kill me. All 4 of them. Yeah, all of the Imperial Knights are super cool. Their lore is sick. Their models are sick. You'd only need like 4 or 5 to make an army. That's awesome. I bought one for my buddy for his birthday. I bought that and I went, maybe I'll one day do a reveal of all my models I need to paint. I have a huge pile of shame. I'm sure a lot of us do, right? I ain't shaming you, okay? It's not a pile of shame. It's a pile of dedication. You know? You're driven. You will do it. If you're at work, tell your boss you got something important you got to do. You gotta go home. So, that's it for the Imperium of Mankind. I'd say they're the goodest of them all, you know, other than unless you're an orc player. I bow to you, sir. You are, in fact, the goodest there is. You and the World Eaters players need to have a powwow. Blood for the Blood God! Whoa! Oh, that's gotta have happened a few times. Thank you guys so much for watching. I gotta do the usual YouTube stuff. Subscribe, like, comment, help. I'm a very small channel, so anything you do will be greatly appreciated. You can catch me on Twitch if you want. I rarely stream, but, you know, if you guys start to help prod me, you know, if you give me a good reason, I might stream more often. I have the time, I don't really have an audience, so it's just me sitting there going, wow, this game's cool. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to collect your John Warhammer 40K.